Hey everyone, it's Michael here at Home Health Success Academy, and you are watching the Home Health Marketing Mistakes video series where we help you guys by showing you guys and teaching you guys the mistakes that I've faced, other marketers have faced, and agencies have faced so that we don't have to experience the pain and suffering of doing these same mistakes we've done. Or if you face it, you know how to be able to go around it a lot faster because you know the solutions. So in this particular video, we're talking about not being able to use the phone correctly. We had another video where we talked about, afraid of making the phone call, but another part of everything is that you are not able to use the phone correctly. Okay, so we actually have a whole training series that really dives knee deep when it comes to cold calling and how to make those phone calls, how to set up those appointments, how to be able to leave the voicemails, how to be able to get people to call you back. We have a full training series. And the reason why it has its own series is because it's one of the most important things to be a person in this industry and to become a marketer. So in this particular video is that we're just trying to tell people that a lot of marketers, a lot of people in this industry don't even know how to use their phone correctly. So, one thing that I talk about when it comes to phone is knowing how to be able to answer your phone call, right? How do you answer your phone is something that's very much important. You'll be surprised how many times I've actually made phone calls to home health agencies and, somebody picks up the phone call and they say, hello. Then I'm in the other line just waiting for more information and there's not even an addition to that. So if you're going to be answering your phone call, you'll be able to make sure you answer your phone call correctly. State your name, state the company that they're calling, ask them, is there anything that we can assist you with, and then allow them to respond from there. That's just even the basic, right? So what are you doing to be able to do? What can you do to make the phone call experience even better? Another thing that I always like to say is that have you ever made a phone call to a company and then you got the runaround? How did you feel about that? How did you feel about the company? How would you like to be treated when somebody calls you or when you call a company? How do you want to be treated? And guess what? If you want and expect that type of treatment, you should do the same exact thing when you are being called by someone. So make sure you introduce yourself. Make sure that you speak clearly. Also, one of the best techniques to also do is when you're answering phone calls or even when you're making phone calls and you're in the office, I always tell a lot of people this, is that you put a mirror right in front of them, right? Because how you look while you answer the phone call, how your physiology, your body, how you position yourself, right? When you're making that phone call, when you're answering that phone calls, actually projects within your voice in that phone call, okay? And another thing also is when we're making phone calls or when we're accepting phone calls, there is one part of communication that's not there, and that's the visual aspect. People cannot see who you are when these phone calls are being made. So that can be very difficult when it comes to that, right? So there must be other ways for them to kind of have an imagination on who you are. Have you ever had that imagination where you made a phone call, you spoke to somebody and they were so helpful and you actually imagine like, I wonder what they look like. I wonder, who they are. And it's the same exact thing because there's no visual aspect and it's all nonverbal, right? Because it's all, other than nonverbal, you have, all you do is you can hear them. You can't see the visual of who the person is. So you want to also adjust your tonality when it comes to making phone calls. It all depends if you're accepting calls or you're making calls. Right? So if you're accepting a phone call, you have to be a little bit more cheerful. And at the same time as, your tonality should also be adjusted. You should never, ever try to speak really, really fast when you're answering phone calls. You want to be able to assess the situations on what and the reason why the person is making that phone call. Pay attention. So every time you're on the phone, right, remember when you're talking on the phone, what's closer to you? It's going to be the speaker, right? Because you want to be able to hear what they're saying. You don't answer the phone call always with your mouth towards the mic always. You want to be able to have a good, you want to be able to hear them. So pay attention to when people are making phone calls. When people are calling you, pay close attention. Speak clearly. Speak softly, okay? And if you need to, be also polite and say, hey, you know what? I do apologize. I did not hear what you just said. Rather than just saying, uh-huh, 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 and then all of a sudden you really didn't hear everything, okay? So paying attention. The phone is one of the most helpful things in the world. It has helped me, as you saw, probably was dirty, right? But but you have to understand the phone is such an amazing thing, and you must be able to master the phone in order to be able to create success in yourself. So knowing how to use the phone is something that's important for you. Additionally, there's other things in your phone that you can do to make your life easier when it comes to business, right? So one thing is this, is your voicemail needs to be very good. Always check your voicemail. It's surprising enough that when you make phone calls that all of a sudden you hear that the voicemail is full. So if the voicemail is full, that already tells me that this person I'm calling does not value people that calls him. Because if his voicemail is full, that means he does not check his messages. So, you yourself, right? Have you ever been frustrated when you called somebody and their voicemail was full and you couldn't leave a message? Same thing. If you expect someone to do something for you, you must do the same exact thing. So make sure you check your voicemails. Your voicemail as well the greeting for your voicemail should also have a personal, greeting. Okay, you must have a personal greeting and not using the standard one that comes um, within your phone. So just paying attention to that is very much important for you. Okay, so using the phone is something that you have to practice. There's a lot of videos out there you can watch, but at the same time, as our cold calling video series is something that's very important. You should actually use, and it's something that has helped a lot of other people, face the reality of the problems of the cold call and how to be able to make those phone calls and how to be able to be a better person in the call as well. So if there's anything else we can give you guys, we want to be able to share with you guys some information and tidbits that has helped us. Okay. So if you have any questions, give us a call. My name is Michael with Home Health Success Academy. You can visit us at 10xpatientreferrals.com, and always understand that home health marketing is easy if you know what you are doing.